Well, thank you both for taking the time to do this. I'm very excited to meet both of you.
Well, thank you for giving us an opportunity to also actually get to talk with each other for another.
Yes,
Because
I
it's
know. I
you don't
love it.
understand. Adam, I just showed this to Abria for proof. I have a picture of Abria from a Zoom on my desktop because we get so excited to see each other that
Hmm.
it's literally a screenshot that I took of the two of us going.
it's truly just a full Looney Tune. Anj,
I
I gotta be so
love.
honest. The day you left, I was sad in a way that was commented on. Like,
Oh,
what's wrong? I was
well,
like,
that makes two of us. Trust me. I was like texting people. I was like, hey guys, hey, what's going on now? What's going on now? What are you guys doing now? Are you guys hanging out? What's going on? I felt like such an idiot. I
it
felt so
truly,
bad.
no, no, no. It truly feels like when you're like, my best friend left summer camp a week early, but I'm still at the camp and
I don't like
I don't want
it.
to come back.
I want to come back and I want to do
Oh.
fun things. And if I
Yeah.
wasn't working here in Los Angeles, I would be there in a heartbeat.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad we could facilitate a nice little virtual reunion
Thank
for
you.
y'all.
Thank
I
you.
love
You
it.
know I'm going to be texting her 5 minutes after like 5 seconds
Oh,
after we get off too.
100%.
as
100%.
you should, as you should. Well, let's dive right in. I'm so excited. Just to start, just because 20-Sided Tavern was actually like my first ever experience with Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey.
I've always had like an eye being like, I want to try it, but like I don't have like gaming friends like in the air, you know how
Sure.
it goes. So
No,
this was my
100% same.
first ever experience with it, and my sister and I like loved it. Like she immediately bought dice after, like we're
Oh,
like
yay.
very into
That's
it.
the most important thing. I have a wall of
Yeah.
dice over here.
Oh,
They're
I'm
jewelry for
obsessed.
gamers. It's all
Oh,
it's magical.
I'm obsessed. But I wanted to know then, like, what is like your journey with Dungeons and Dragons? How did you get into it? How did you get to this point with it?
Amazing.
Magic.
Anj, no, you first.
So I have played D&D. I started playing D&D when I was 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
My awesome, perfect older brother gave me the basic set
Mhm.
when like for I don't can't remember if it was Christmas or my birthday, and it was like I opened the box and angels sang like oh like I started colored in the dice and I fell in love with it, and so I then bogarted all of his second edition books, read all of them, and played pretty much through played tabletop the tabletop version through high school. And then when
Mhm.
I went to college, it was hard to find people to play with. Also back then wasn't as cool to do it as it is now.
Mhm.
So
For sure.
I then began what I call the dark days of gaming, and I came back to it around 2017, 2018, when I met Matthew Mercer and Marisha Ray when I was doing a game called Overwatch with Matt, and we just kind of started like talking about D&D, and they were like, yeah, we have this show that we do and we play a lot of D&D, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. God, I miss D&D. And that was it.
Yeah.
They reopened that world to me, but in the form that we now see it,
Mhm.
and with the excitement that people are now grasping it with. And so now I was like, yay, I get to be nerdy 8-year-old Anjali for real in as a grown up.
I love it.
Yay. And I like this story like flow because I pick up with the I was first introduced to, well, the first time I heard about D&D was my winter formal date, my junior year of high school, who
Yes.
bless his heart was like, "You know what I love that I think you would like? Anime and D&D." And I was like, "Probably not." I owe him so many apologies. He had me dead to rights. That dude was a precog in the milk bath from Minority Report and just absolutely nailed it. But I didn't get to actually try it until my at the time boyfriend, now husband's board game group. When fifth edition came out in like 2014, 2015, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give it a shot," and whatever, you can bring your girlfriend so she can come too. I really was like, these are all my friends.
Yeah.
Was absolutely the afterthought in the squad. Understandably, I think it took 2 sessions, and I was like, "Oh, let me be clear. I like this more than any of you like anything in your life. I'm about to make this my entire personality." And I think the other thing I like about that, so that was like mid 2015. So
Mhm.
I started learning to play while Geek and Sundry was airing Critical Role, and like the Adventure Zone's balance arc was coming out. So those are two groups that I learned to play D&D and like learned to fall in love with this kind of storytelling
Mhm.
from. and just my little kicker of a like thing. The other thing that board game group invited me to was to play Overwatch with them, and I'm terrible at video games. So I do remember being like, I'm gonna play Symmetra. She is difficult. So I was just a little Lucio main being absolutely carried by 6 people.
Dude, I can't play that game to save. I finally figured out how to not walk off a cliff all the time. So really, when I play that game, I just feel like my aunties are yelling at me because I'm playing as Symmetra, and it's me talking to myself, saying, "Let us discuss your failures. You were not meant for greatness." All of this shit
Oh
that I'm
my
like, "Oh
goodness.
no, that's me. That's that you're talking to me." Anjali is talking directly to me because I suck at my own game.
Anj, you have to know that there is nothing funnier than the fact that I would like follow Ryan around whenever he would play Symmetra and be like, make her sit again. Make her sit again. Like truly just like a little kid being entertained by their babysitter. I'm like, yeah, when she does the little flip, I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. And he's like, you have to focus on the game portion. I'm like, no, I'm here for when we're inside the base before we go out. I want this sassy queen's voice lines. And then met you and Matt and the squad. And then it became very strange to play, to be like, Anja's in my house.
It's a very like it feels very meant to be, all of it.
Absolutely.
Very
100%.
the
Yeah.
universe wanted this.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is going to sound really hoodoo voodoo, but I really think it's true. My entire life has been a series of, oh, I didn't know I could do that, and following the fun. And I think it takes about 0.3 seconds to be with Abria to realize she is the fun. So if you follow the fun, if you follow Abria, you are that. Yes, it's meant to be. Absolutely.
I love it.
Adam, you're never gonna get to your next question because
No,
I'm
it's
going
fine.
to continue to like.
I'm just
start-
sitting here like vibing, like y'all do whatever you want. I'm just soaking up the energy and the vibes. It's immaculate.
Truly, I remember the first like little Zoom call that we did getting ready for EXU Prime when because again, someone who watched and learned from these groups, like I remember you being like out in the Wild West with CR doing Undead Wood, and like I just remember being like minutes into the Zoom and I was like, oh, sometimes you can tell right away when someone like is more than just a coworker you're gonna get along with, and you're like, oh, this is my friend.
Absolutely.
It's the like little kid on the playground rule of like, can I just ask if they want to be friends? Is that
Yeah.
weird to do now?
I do this. That's just what I do.
I do
The
it
older
now,
I
and it
get, the
works.
older I get, I'm not wasting time. I'm like, you will be my friend. The end.
Yeah,
You gotta expedite the process.
100%.
I love it. Well, so I was wondering then, do you either of you feel particularly called to one of the 5 roles within the show specifically? We got, the Dungeon Master, Tavern Keeper, Mage, Warrior, Trickster. Do either of you feel like particularly drawn to one of those?
Mischief.
Mischief.
100%.
That's
Here's
who
the thing. And yeah.
that's who I was when I saw the show.
Oh,
I got
wonderful.
Mischief. Yeah.
Wonderful. You have chosen
Let's go.
wisely. I and Abria can attest to this. I have a tendency to play very effective, very stalwart, very capable characters whenever we end up doing actual plays. And I was like, please, for the love of God, let me be the chaos gremlin I am meant to be.
Yes.
And yeah, all of the characters available to that track for me are so much fun. And I'm not great at, I shouldn't say I'm not great at. My forte is not, here are the 9 million things you can do. Here, let's put together some cool things. My forte is just get me into some trouble. Just get me into, like, give me a story and let me tell a story, because I'm not going to do the super smart thing. I'm going to do the silly thing. Plus one of them is a singer, which makes me very happy.
I love that.
Right? Oh man, the first time I heard you actually singing as Tamberlane, I was like, oh, I forgot that you could really lean into the bard of it all. It's so good. I do think we have some of the same, like, it's not a problem. It's a delightful happenstance of like being known enough as like people who can like keep things on the rails and keep things on track, when you're like, if you let me exist in a world with low stakes, I will be a Looney Tune. I promise you, I am just Christopher Lloyd, like wearing a human being suit. If you let me be an absolutely wacky cartoon, I will have the best time of my life.
I love that.
I got put in the magic track the first time I showed up, and I was like, is it just because I like blue? and have a predilection towards playing wizards. How dare you? And then saw the kit and I was like, I get to be a dirty old woman. Or like every lady I've ever met in like Topanga Canyon, or an undead cowboy, again, wizard. Actually, I think we've nailed it here. So
Yeah.
I love playing Magic. I love being the DM. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, it's one of my favorites. It is smart that they didn't let me do it for this run though, because we have to end the shows on time, and I'm not known for my timeliness. I'm from Critical Role. Episodes can last anywhere between 3 and 37 hours.
Gotcha.
What do you mean that's bad for live theater? That's not what I studied in school. I come from sports. There's a shot clock. A buzzer will go off when you're not allowed to play anymore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
And this is why I can't do the DM track ever, because I am such a person who's like, I was told this is the rule, this is how it's going to happen, and then I will forget fun.
Yeah, I kind of inhabit that same mindset where I'm like, we have a thing we need to do. Like I would forget the fun. Yeah.
It's why I'm terrified of the TK track, because it's all of the like DMing, but you have communication with stage management. I remember being like, I think we're running late, and just seeing the TK when I was running, like fielding and like getting all those messages. I'm like, don't tell me anything. I'm just a little guy, and then would run away from the bar and be like, you can't yell at me if I'm not around.
Yeah, the TK is like, that's my nightmare.
Yeah.
Thank God for our incredible TKs. They are
so good,
unbearably talented.
Truly.
I could never. I was watching the TK the whole show, like just in awe.
Yeah,
truly. And I like that neither of us said Mike, because I'm like, ugh, if anyone expects me to do a push-up, I'll simply expire.
No.
Here's the thing. I can, but why? I paid my dues. I've been around for a long time. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I worked out until the cows came home. Do not make me. Do not do it.
We're done. Also, that's a wrap on that.
In this cast that are so incredibly physically adept.
Yeah.
Maddie Murphy is a thing of wonder. Like,
gosh,
the things that they can do to make Might more exciting are things that I'm like, I could, but I'm tired.
Yeah, I showed up tired. It's not going to get less tired.
Yeah. I'm like, you get the splits out of me. That's all you get.
Again, impressive.
Which I would argue is
something that you do that is static. You get into the splits and you hang.
Yeah, this round's Might is going to be Abria Iyengar, who might be able to touch her toes today. We'll see. We'll find out together here on
the whole different version of Might.
Might, right?
Might happen.
Right now. The Might and Might. Oh no.
Someone write that down for future shows.
That's a good call. That's a good call. They actually originally had suggested that that I do Might, and I was like, absolutely not.
Okay.
It's so funny that they were like, and we would never have you do Might, and then I showed up in person, and they're like, oh, you're incredibly tall. I was like, yeah, I did sports. This wasn't the reach I think you thought it was. And then had a show with Erica where like Erica was Might and I was Magic.
Yep.
And they're like, so there's a 3.5 foot height differential. I'm like, don't worry, I'm just a very tall wizard.
Another reason why I was like, you don't want me playing Might.
No.
I like being just a little guy, especially the Goblin Trap.
I love it. Speaking of like Magic, Might, and Trickster, I was reading there are 33 characters, correct, designed for the show within the track for each track, or how many do you have for each track?
Oh, that's fun. So they're usually every person that comes in, especially the guests, we are given three. So they don't need us to learn all of them.
Good.
So
good.
So for Magic specifically,
oh thank goodness.
I know there are more Magic characters.
Oh, okay.
My 3 are these. Don't worry.
Gotcha.
I've already started complaining where I was like, I want to be the dragon. Can I be Leighton? And they're like, why? I was like, because I like being fussy. Let me be another guy. So no, I have 3, and the options that we have each night are like the 3 that I went through the trouble of
Gotcha. Well, so then I was wondering, then do you have a favorite for each of you that you're kind of fondest of out of those?
For me, it's Cycles.
Okay.
When I was when we did the off-Broadway guesting, I was kind of even between Tamburlaine the Bard and Katya the Rogue. I love my Katya.
Yeah.
I love Katya, our sweet Katya, the thief with a heart of gold. But this last run, I super fell in love with Barry, the Goblin Artificer, who is
Yeah.
inappropriate in all the ways,
I love it.
which is great because it's the running joke, which is actually true, is that I am very, very comfortable in high heels, but the second you put me in flats, all of a sudden I am very clumsy. And the way we do Barry is we just use my natural height. So we take off the heels.
Mm.
And all of a sudden I'm like, I have forgotten how to be a human now. I don't know where my center of gravity is. And so it
You're
works out
literally
really,
Barbie. You're literally
yeah, no. My feet are permanently pointed like Barbie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I am a real life Indian Barbie. That is exactly
Iconic.
Amazing.
but yeah, so now I'm kind of like evenly spread between the three of them. Now I love all my children equally.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I think I had the same sort of arc in the off-Broadway production. It was definitely like I liked Dustin a lot because he's an undead cow. He's a skeleton wizard, and I'm like,
Come on.
I do know my way around a wizard.
Mhm.
But Ethel really grew on me across like the off-Broadway multiple runs because being a silly old lady is frankly hilarious, especially when you get to like lean into what family members you're kind of pulling from. Everyone I've talked to that has played Ethel is like, all right, so which one of your aunties and which grandma are you? But I will always have the softest spot in my heart for Zvezda because I think it worked out where she was like introduced into the like canon for the like blue slot when I got there. So she's a little like POC, like silly dwarf. I got to do a lot of the like character development. So a lot of her very like Topanga Canyon, like hippie vibes were informed by like those early workshops when you're like, what do you want to do with it? We don't have actually like a like home base for her. So like now everyone's kind of doing iterations of that. So it feels really good to have helped build a character. So now on this run, more often than not, I am Zvezda because I like being the literal fault in our stars.
That's so good. Um, Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this show is like an excellent opportunity to kind of tap into like everything as a performer. Like you got voice work, you got the improv, you got like character work and physicality. So I was wondering what was something you were most excited to show off as a performer hopping in, and what was maybe something that was like a welcomed challenge jumping into it.
I mean, literally what you just described is the most exciting thing to
Yeah.
show off is that in today's world, being a triple threat isn't actor, singer, dancer anymore. It's you do as many things as you possibly can and you throw everything at the wall. And there very rarely do we get a chance to be a part of something where we get to use our entire toolkit. Where you get to, pull in stuff from all of the different media that you work in. And this one for me, it was like, it's like a dream for me.
Yeah.
You mean I get to do theater, I get to do improv, I get to play D&D, I get to sing, I get to be what do you want me, like, put me in, coach. This is all the things I want to do. And I get to hang with my friends and enjoy their virtuosity, which is one of my favorite things about tabletop in general. But now we get to do it on stage in this show while we're doing a million other things. So that to me was the thing I was like, that was the most welcome part of the whole thing, is that there's something for everyone, both as a performer and as an audience member.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I have a better answer than you do on this, other than to say that I'm not a trained like theater performer. So there's something really fun in the like, this is something that I always liked when I was younger and had dreams as a child, being like, what if I get into musical theater? Surprise, you're not that good a singer on top of other things. And then you decided to be 6 feet tall in like the 5th grade. So sports was gonna happen.
Hey, look, neither was Harvey Firestein and he won the Tony. Just saying.
Fair.
Say that.
But as someone who's like all of the other like big performance in my life, like I did improv back in the day, stand-up counts less, but as a sports kid, I've been so used to performance being locked inside of my body that something about like getting into D&D and actual play, and really sitting and existing in a space where all of my performance happens from like the shoulders up and inside of my voice. It's been so nice to like untether my concept of what performance means now to just what are you saying and how can you verbally paint a picture. I get to like be inside of a character for longer and linger in a way that feels right across the like larger swath of my life, and it's something that I like in the like acutely have missed a lot. Yeah. Which is really fun to say because I think I've gotten injured every time I've done a run because I'm just so out of sport shape that I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I think I've just sprained my ankle. Delightful. Babe, I'm covered in bruises. I just don't have any.
You know as well as I do that trained dancer, I will do crazy shit on stage and then all of a sudden I step off a curb and there goes my ankle. That is just the way of the world.
That's how most actual like sports injuries happen. It's not in the big moment. You're like, great, let me just walk. I've decided for this run. So the cast started because we all still talk, which is so sweet, and it's why I will keep coming back again and again and again that we've like remained friends. Everyone started doing bigger and bigger makeup looks when they're like on the bench, and started sending like little like there's been some smack talking where they're like, oh, we heard you're like the makeup one. Look, we've been doing this the whole time and you don't do any of that anymore. Not for us. And I was like, all right, time to go back and show them who I am. Which has involved me wearing a whiteout contact lens and doing like a whole half a look.
It's I look like I'm in terrifying.
I look like I'm in a community theater production of The Corpse Bride, like, but just a little bit as a joke. But that means half of my body is riddled in bruises and bumps because I just don't know what's happening on the right side of the stage. And every time I have to exit right, you will hear me fully clip. Like my mic has to be on the left so you can't hear every time I thud into something, which is several times an hour.
So there you go. The most challenging thing that we are facing is our own clumsiness.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, we did it. We answered the question eventually.
No, this is all great. You're so good. Please don't. I'm loving it. I know you both have like long histories with the show, but what is it kind of like jumping in as like a special guest in the production and like prepping that? Because it feels kind of like a well-oiled machine already, and you are, I don't know, I'm like a little anxious human all the time. So like the idea of like jumping in and then like taking on like random tracks in the middle of this run kind of stresses me out. So I was just like, how are they just jumping in so like flawlessly? Like what does that prep look like for y'all?
I mean, this cast talk about they're the biggest safety net you could ever have asked for. They take such good care of each other. They take such good care of the guests. And every time I go there, I never feel like a guest. I feel like a cast member who just maybe was on vacation a little while and forgot what was going on. But they are always like, don't worry about it. We got you. Everything's going to be fine. And since I think, and I think I speak for both of us, since we're so used to jumping into an actual play or a game and not knowing what's coming, this is a very normal thing. This was also a large part of my theater life, was random calls from people being like, hey, we lost our actor for this tonight. Can you do it? And I was like, sure, I'm the hero no matter what I do. If I forget everything, I'm still the hero because the show happened. So yeah, this is, I'm like, what did we prep?
I landed, I think 3 hours before like the call time, and they were like, here, we need to just fit you for your new costume. Anyway, get out there, you'll be fine.
Oh my goodness.
There is something inside of it, like, I think I've now officially clicked over. I've done 50 shows with the Tavern at this point. Yeah, I've done 2 tracks on the bench and as the DM. So at this point, even though, and I've done multiple scripts as the DM, like part of my DM run was running one of the older scripts and then transitioning to the new one where I was like, okay, so there's a lot of trust in me specific. I'll take it. Like, again, we're used to like getting given the assignment and rising to meet it. And that's what everyone else in the cast and the crew does. So you can't help but like fall into that pattern too. Everyone there is so supportive and everyone takes care of everyone. So even if you feel a little on the back foot because something's changed, you're like, I'm going to make a joke out of it. I do remember my first show back on this run, a little bit of blocking in the pre-show had changed. And we didn't have time to like go through it before the show started. So I was like, we're gonna make it a joke. I believe we took Katya's tail that has like a little carabiner clip, and I just got clipped to someone else, like I got clipped to Mike and then walked like a little kid at a theme park from my blocks.
Brilliant.
So making it a joke and making it fun.
Yeah.
The fact that the audience knows that this is improvised means that there is room to play and to wiggle and to go like, hey guys, I missed my line. Oop. There's only 3 I had to memorize at the very beginning to explain how to play D&D to you. I didn't do my job one of those times. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's just like, so I went with my sister to the opening night, and we were just both so like in awe of like the machine and the mechanism and how everyone makes it feel so flawless. Like I know there's like room and it's improvised, but it feels so flawless, and like you've been doing the same exact show 100 million times, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
Surprise, it's brand new.
It's brand new every
Yeah.
night.
I mean, we get off stage and like there is that like 10 to 15 minutes of just download, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And like,
Yeah.
oh, when that, like the fact that hundreds of shows in, that this cast is still like, I can't believe this thing happened. Like, it's so cool. And of course, they're going to always be great because they are a well-oiled machine that has practiced and like refined themselves to the point of a paladin's sword to like handle this. But like having a strong improv background and feeling very safe and comfortable with these people, both as professionals and as friends, means that like taking a big swing only feels good. I feel like I'm so close to that Nicole Kidman, like improv feels good in a place like this. I'm sad I did it, but not really.
No,
Are you though? Are you really?
I'm
not even a little bit.
I unironically love the Nicole Kidman AMC prayer. So this was the audience.
Yeah.
My local like movie theater, we clap when she comes on screen.
Yeah.
Like shout out to the Century City AMC where we're like, that's our girl.
She is. Oh God, get her on the stage. We should get her as a guest too. I'm sure she'd love
Let
it.
me work on that.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny. What's the biggest A-list actor that you think would actually do a really good job?
Pedro Pascal.
He would, yes.
Pedro Pascal.
Say that.
I'm gonna go get Pedro.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was the right answer. My weird follow-up is I think Christoph Waltz.
Oh,
I don't know why. I just wanted to play the mission
vision.
track so badly.
I see the vision.
I want to see that.
Thank you.
Similarly,
I want Christoph Waltz to be the walk-on guest to play the big bad at the end of every show.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I think he's so good at big bads, but imagine if he was just like a little Barry the whole time.
Oh, if he was Barry.
He'd just be a little guy.
Just a little guy.
I could also see like a Willem Dafoe having a
Definitely.
field day up there.
Yes, a man who can do no wrong.
Ooh.
And women, there are like a million.
Oh.
Yeah, like
all of them.
Get Kate McKinnon in here immediately.
I mean, okay, that's a cheat code.
That's kind of a cheat, though. That's a cheat. You're right. No SNL people. That's a cheat. That's a cheat. All right, we said Nicole. I feel
Adam, you have to wrangle us if you want to ask.
Yeah, if you want to answer, if you want us to actually answer your questions, you're gonna have to jump.
Unfortunately, I love A-list actresses a lot. Like that's my hyperfixation. So I was loving
Kate Blanchett.
There you go. That's the one.
Shoot, that's it.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say Helen Mirren, but it is.
I was going to say Helen Mirren next.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing.
And now we're done.
Genius. Well, to wrap on it, I'm having a blast. I could do this all day. You both are lovely souls, but I wanted to just ask because the show is so special and unique, and like I felt so like full after it. I was just wondering, what is it that you are hoping audiences are gonna walk away from this experience with? What is like your hope for that?
I mean, the reason I was so excited for the Chicago run specifically, and why I was so eager to do 2 weeks here, is my family is out here. My mom is from Hyde Park, like south side
Oh,
of
okay.
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
My dad's from Rockford, but everyone I know in Illinois says that every other part of Illinois, all the way down to Champaign, is a suburb of Chicago. So I'm going to count that, even though I also know it's 2 hours away. But this was just the first opportunity I had to really show my family what it is I do. So number one, they don't think that I sell feet on OnlyFans. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I know they've never understood meaningfully what it is to play D&D on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But that idea that I didn't know about Dungeons and Dragons and like this whole sort of like world and genre of fiction and storytelling as a little kid, because it wasn't necessarily something that was like pointed at me or aimed in my direction. My biggest hope is that like families, especially families with young kids, don't worry, we don't talk about butts that much. Okay, like a little bit, but like in a fun, family friendly, like butt way. I hope that there are little kids who have never had fantasy feel like it was for them, walk away from this going, not only is fantasy for me and has been the whole time, but now I feel a little more empowered to start telling stories about heroism for myself. I can see myself in the fiction, and that's been the most beautiful thing about the last like 20 to 30 years of just fiction in general has become more diverse and more inclusive. But that idea of now take it and you start telling your own stories. Learn how to see yourself be a hero in worlds that don't exist. So maybe you are a little bit closer to being a hero in your life in this world. So that's a pretty ambitious thing for a 2.5 hour improvised like comedy show.
I disagree. I think it is
dream.
precisely, I feel like it is precisely it. And it is very, very close to what I was going to say too, is like part of what was so magical for me getting to play D&D when I was 8 years old, a little brown girl in Orange County, California, where there were not a lot of people who looked like me, was that this game, this genre of game allowed first of all, always a seat at the table for anyone. And at the tavern, everyone is as much a part of the game as they want to be, right? No one is excluded. Everyone is included. The definition of inclusion is happening in this theater. And that experience when I was a little girl allowed me to understand what it was like to be different, to be other, but not othered, not excluded. And that sense of community and that sense of belonging is exponentially larger in this iteration of it, because now we are bringing in people and including people who don't want to read a gazillion books, who don't want to sit down at a table, who don't want to, people who just want something to be able to be a part of this that maybe is a little bit of a lighter lift, or something that they're more familiar with. And like Abria said, what's been so lovely is watching the families come, or the couples where someone's like, wow, I watch him or her play this all the time. I had no idea what was going on, but now I get it. Now I feel like I understand it. I may not go home and play it, but I'm a part of it now. Yeah. And being a part of something, that's why we do what we do.
It's the best feeling. Humans are meant to form community. And sometimes community is pretending to be a wizard in your imagination space.
Or a goblin.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for bringing this amazing community and this show to Chicago. I saw it. It's truly a delight. It is unlike anything I've ever experienced. So thank you both for bringing it here. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. This was lovely.
This was so fun. Thank you for letting us yap and really get off topic.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
this is us kind of pretty controlled. So thank you.
Oh yeah, we're not better other places. Just thank you for letting us do the thing that we want in our hearts.
Oh my God. Absolutely.
Ellen Mirren at each other.
Yes. I love yelling actresses' names at my friends, so I understand.
Yep. There you go. You're one of us.
We've done it.
We've done it.
Tavern, you've done it again.
Amazing.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll let y'all go, but thank you again. It was a pleasure to meet you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.